I've been wanting to do this Alex Van Halen video for a while now, and I'm finally getting around to it. So this whole week, my head's been something like this. Hey everybody, I'm Francapitanelli. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I'm a few hundred away. That being said, let's talk about Van Halen. I've been listening to a lot of Van Halen my whole life, but this week specifically getting ready for this video. And I'm always amazed at how spectacular each individual instrument is in and of themselves. They have such a magic to them, especially Eddie and Alex. Of course, they're brothers. And they migrated to Los Angeles from the Netherlands. So when they got here, they didn't even speak the language. So they have this ultimate bond between them, and it comes through in the music. We're so lucky that they migrated
in het
here.
land van de sinaasappels wonen, of de zon, weet je wel. Ze gingen naar Californië, want we hadden al andere familie die daar woonde. En ze
schreven ons steeds en ze zeiden dat je de vruchten van de bomen kan plukken en dan was het heel goedkoop. Dus zijn we daar naartoe gegaan.
Because I'm sure they still would have been musicians, but who knows what kind of band they would have had and if we would have ever even heard of them. They needed that infusion of Southern California to become what they became, the world's ultimate party band. So what is Van Halen's music? It's not really metal. I mean, there's certain aspects of it, certain songs that are. Hard rock, yeah, definitely that. Rock and roll. But they're the world's greatest party band. And it's because they have all these elements that lend themselves to that. They've got the killer lead singer frontman. They've got Michael Anthony, who is an integral part of their sound. His lush harmonies add this texture that just kind of sounds like Southern California, the same way like that the Beach Boys do, even though they don't sound anything like the Beach Boys. It just kind of has this smile to it. And speaking of smiles, Van Halen is one of the only bands that is always smiling, especially Eddie and Alex. These guys are always smiling. And it's kind of like almost a rock and roll no-no to be smiling that much on stage. You think of rock bands, and they're always mysterious and dour, and they don't give it up really as far as having a good time like the Van Halen crew does. So you're already having this feeling of fun. Then you've got the Edward lightning bolts that are always bringing a smile to your face.
But
Alex always plays with a little bit of swing to everything. It's the kind of thing that makes you want to tap your toe, maybe even cut it up a little bit on the dance floor. So let's start picking away at it. I'm going to start with this song, Beautiful Girls. which is kind of like one of the ultimate party songs, not just in the lyrical content, but the feel of the song. And Alex has a lot to do with that. It's the hi-hat that's making it swing along. And you know, a lot of this comes from playing with their dad and doing that kind of clarinet, kind of big band swing type of thing. So even when it's rocking, it's got that swing to it. I cut it right there. John Bonham Phil. So that's just a little taste of that song. It has so much swing to it. You don't hear a lot of rock drummers doing that. There's a couple. Alex really hits the nail on the head when he's trying to take a standard rock beat and make it into something more. So let's switch over to a song like Panama that is more of a rock in your face song. So this could almost be like sort of a AC/DC kind of riff. You can even do the Angus Young dance to this. But the drums, he has these little accents in there. That makes it swing.
And this intro is kind of like Everybody Wants Some.
In a way. There's some serious swing going on in there. Reminiscent of clarinet virtuoso Benny Goodman. So what would happen if we put those on top of each other and heard them at the same time? They almost fit perfect. So here's just Everybody Wants Some. Now let's bring in Panama again. Just Panama. Something that Van Halen is really good at is a nice old-fashioned boogie. Boogie is kind of like, you know, ZZ Top, and Van Halen has a lot of boogie songs. Here's an example, I'm the One. You're drawn into the bass drums, because the bass drums are doing something that most people can't do. A book-a-buck, a book-a-buck, a book-a-buck, a book-a-buck. And the way he's doing that is with two bass drums. That's an extreme amount of coordination, and keep it going for as long as he does. Alex has so much energy, and he never lets up. There's no like ballads in a Van Halen set. Later on, you got like When It's Love and Love Comes Walking In. And those are slower, but they still kind of have, you know, a lot of energy to them. But in these early years, you got 2 hours of balls out rock. Let's get back to I'm the One here for a second. Did you hear that fill right there? Let's check it out again. So now the fills are going to get even more challenging, because he's kind of doing like a polyrhythm of what he's playing with his feet. Polyrhythm is like two rhythms played at the same time that kind of bounce off of each other that are doing different things, kind of like we did with Panama and Everybody Wants Some. But he's doing it all in one drum kit with one person. John Bonham does the same thing. If you think about in The Song Remains the Same, John Bonham will be doing like he's like going into a polyrhythm of the original beat that he's playing and switching it up for a second before he goes back into the main beat. These are, to me, the two greatest rock drummers of all time. Let's get back to I'm the One. This is where the polyrhythms come in to play. Right here. To be able to do all those fills while you're going, it's insanity. I love the way Alex plays the double bass, and it doesn't stop there with that amazing boogie thing that he does. When he's just playing straight double bass, it's crazy. Check out this song, Loss of Control, and how badass it is. There's the swing on the ride cymbal. Hang on. Let's do it again without me talking. On the ride, he's going. But while he's doing that, straight on the bass pedals. And right back in. So here's another one of those snare fills like he did in On the One, where he goes double time on it. Instead of just going, he goes. One more time. When you're playing guitar to these songs, you have to get used to this swing. And you could learn a song and try to play it along, and it takes you a few times around to be able to calibrate to how much swing Alex puts in it. And that's why there's such a perfect marriage between Eddie and Alex, because they both just have it ingrained in them probably from playing with their dad. And Hang 'em High is one of my favorite songs. It's on Diver Down. And even though it doesn't sound like it's swinging, you can hear it once the double bass comes in that it does. It's not just straight ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It has a little bit of magic to it. Then at the end of the song, he just starts going crazy. Another Bonham type fill. So This Is Love from the Fair Warning album is another boogie type song. It's kind of a slower boogie in the sense that everything we've heard has been kind of like supercharged, but it's real laid back. So you got the hi-hat and the snare are straight. All the swing is coming from the kick drum. What will he think of next? On the song Mean Streets, he does something that is super cool. So drummers, when they're playing, you know, if you just take just a regular stock drum beat, and the kick is going on 1, 3, and the snare is going on 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What Alex does in Mean Streets is he plays the kick drum on the offbeat. So he's playing 16th notes on the hi-hat, and you'd count that like 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. Playing those 16th notes, he's playing the kick drum on the offbeats. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. Normally, your kick drum is going with your right hand. Now it'd be going with your left hand. And it's kind of a syncopation syncopation challenge. super funky. Even the hi-hat has a little swing to it. So when it breaks down and it goes to like the quiet part of the song, all the swing switches over to the hi-hat. Polyrhythm. Lord, strike that poor boy down. So that got me thinking about who else is doing that? And you know who else is doing it? Frank Beard from ZZ Top. So if you listen to the song Preciousandgrace, it's on Tres Frank Beard does the same kind of thing. And you know, Van Halen, they used to cover ZZ Top when they were doing backyard parties and playing all cover songs. But the drum part for Preciousandgrace is a legendary song for drums and a legendary song in general. But check out how Frank Beard does the same kind of kick drum on the offbeat. Awesome. You could switch the riffs for those and play the Preciousandgrace guitar part over Mean Street and the Mean Street guitar part over Preciousandgrace. The biggest hurdle would be the tempos. You'd have to futz with the tempos a little bit. As I started scrolling through some other ZZ Top, and of course the classic Just Got Paid has got a killer beat to it. And I thought to myself that the song Out of Love Again on Van Halen 2, it's got some elements of that beat, it's just supercharged.
Ooh, woman out, the silly games you play, yeah. Wow, dealing with your troubles drove me away, yeah.
But it's just so funky, and it's got so much interplay between the hi-hat and the snare and the kick.
Once again.
Now when the solo kicks in, it gets really intricate. Your ears are always drawn to Eddie, but if you hear what Alex is doing during the solo, it's just amazing.
Once again.
Let's hear the solo one more time.
Once again.
There are so many cool Alex Van Halen drum parts that we didn't cover here today. Maybe we'll do it another time, but that's what I've got for you for now. I'm Francapitanelli, totally into the sound. I'm still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you want to hook me up and join the party, let's definitely do that. All right. See you next time.